A very warm welcome to What's New with Vancouver with Employee Center webinar. We are very excited to talk about all the new and greatest things that we have been developing and making it available for you guys. And I really want to say, for those who are joining us from Vancouver, special yay for you. So thank you for joining us. And again, a very warm welcome to everyone. Yeah, my name is Pooja Gupta. I'm a senior manager of outbound product management with the Unified Employee Experience product team. Many of you on the call have been engaging with me in the past, so hi again. The Unified Employee Experience product team is the product team that builds the front end experiences from an end user or employee perspective in an organization. So things like Employee Center Pro, now mobile conversational interfaces like our integration with Microsoft Teams, Zoom is all the different areas that we touch upon. And you would see elements of these coming across what's new in Vancouver updates as well today. This session today that you are attending is part of a series of events that we do under our Live on ServiceNow umbrella. So you would see a link for the whole list of Live on ServiceNow sessions coming on the chat shortly. And these includes webinars, we have academy sessions, and we also have really active office hours. And these are the office hours where you can come ask your questions, especially what you are like any implementation challenges you're facing. If you have any issues that need to be escalated to the product team, please come to that office hour and we are all ears for that. And it is run by the product team. So you are directly in touch with us. The live on ServiceNow are not unique to just Employee Center. We have it for all other products as well. So please do go and explore those as well. Before we get further into the content today, I just want to spend a couple minutes on the housekeeping. This is a webinar, so you are already all muted. Um, so we will allow you to talk when we get to our Q&A session, but please don't wait for the Q&A in the end and use the Q&A panel that we have, the Q&A option that we have on the Zoom chat and Zoom and controls and submit your questions over there. And please make sure to submit your questions only via the Q&A panel and not really via chat because we are not monitoring the chat for questions. If you do speak, please do introduce yourself. We would love to know who you are, and so we can better follow up with you. And if you can send your questions in the Q&A panel with your name on, it makes us easier to like follow up with you later on if we need to. The session will be recorded. It will be available. The recording for this will be available via community as well as YouTube. It takes about a week for the session to be made available. So please be patient and wait for that if you're looking for the recording. And just be in the moment for this session. You don't have to taking screenshots or taking notes because everything that I'm presenting today is going to be recorded and available to you. And your feedback matters. I honestly read every little comment made in the survey. So and I try to tweak the sessions later on after that. So please do fill out the survey, and we appreciate the feedback that you are giving us. All right, here's the agenda for the session for the 1 hour that we will be spending together. First, I will provide a little bit of context around Employee Center, just because I'm aware that there may be a few people who are relatively new to Employee Center. So I will give that little bit of context, especially from a release perspective. Like what is the release cadence that Employee Center has, and how does that impact your uptake of new capabilities? And then we will spend a bulk of our time just doing a walkthrough of what's new in Vancouver. And then in the end, we'll wrap up with a quick demo of some of our key capabilities and showcase what is new from an experience standpoint that we have made available as part of out of box. So let's get started. What is Employee Center, and what is the release cadence? How, like, let me give you the entire context behind it. First and foremost, the thing to remember about Employee Center is that Employee Center is the experience layer for all workflows, all integrations, and all technical experiences that you are building on ServiceNow. So whether you are ITSM, HRST, legal, these are all different scoped apps for which Employee Center is the experience layer for. So Employee Center is unifying all the different workflows and services and providing a unified front end for the employee. Now, apart from service delivery, there is a lot of capabilities that Employee Center is built upon because it is powered by ServiceNow platform. So, being able to intelligently search across systems, being able to connect with multiple systems to consolidate tasks and data is all that Employee Center also provides. And then we've been investing a lot in creating different in kind experiences for authoring content, authoring communication content, and making the communication that you do with your employees actionable and personalized. So you will see, all of these different elements come out in the capabilities that we will walk through. But the key point to remember here is that Employee Center is the front end experience layer for everything that you are doing with ServiceNow, and it is the unifying factor that helps create a great modern unified employee experience at your organization. When we are thinking about our roadmap for Employee Center, we are essentially thinking about how we can help you as an organization consolidate different employee portals. Based on our research and our experience, having multiple point solutions is a common practice. So, like I can guarantee almost everyone over here on the call has more than one portal in their organization. Many of them could be like siloed departmental portals, or it could be like point solutions for applications. So, there are multiple different entry points that an employee has, and all disjointed experiences. So what we want to help organizations do is first move away from these siloed, disconnected portals to an enterprise portal, which provides a single place for getting services or taking action with the organization. And then, as you start doing more of that, creating a really unified single front end or a modern intranet that is not just about communications, but it is communications as well as service, and is the one stop shop for all employee needs. So, our roadmap is focused on bridging gaps or challenges that organizations face in moving from left to right on this slide. Now, to do that, we kind of have three themes. First theme is that we need to create that foundational omni-channel modern layer that extremely helps drive self-service at the organization. And this experience, foundation experience, needs to be very well connected across different channels, so employees are not getting a different experience or have to relearn the experience every time they pick a channel of choice. So first is focused on that. And you would see this is a place where we have heavily invested in Vancouver, especially as part of our November store release. Then one of our really important themes is the second one over here, which is employee communications. If you are a customer who's using Employee Center Pro, this is a very important space for you because we are investing heavily in creating a much richer experience on your portal, which is driven based on actionable and personalized communications, proactive communications. And this is helping you engage your employees, get things done faster, keeping them informed of what's coming, and literally driving action. So the whole bucket around employee communications is how we can do that more efficiently, both from an experience standpoint, but also from an authoring standpoint. So we have, um, uh, like from Utah onwards, we have been really heavily investing in creating a builder experience for communications that is very, very easy to use. And the third theme here is around creating actionable and personalized intranet. And this is essentially about how we can take that better portal or a better employee in enterprise portal and like further include um, capabilities in it that help you consolidate portals and thereby improve employee productivity. So we have been investing quite heavily, again, like all of 2023, in capabilities like Approval Hub, which bring approvals or tasks that are sitting outside of ServiceNow into ServiceNow and helping create that unified front end from an employee perspective. So you would see as part of Vancouver, we have again done additional enhancements for that. I'm seeing some questions come in on the chat. Please put them on the Q&A panel so our panelists can pick them up and respond while I'm talking. Thank you. Okay, so the much awaited thing, let's dive deep into what's new in Vancouver. Just one more context setting before we do that. So Employee Center and all of the unified employee experience products essentially are on store. What that means is that we do quarterly store releases. Our store releases are picked up by the family release when they are coming. For example, the Vancouver release will pick up the May release. And if you are just doing a family update, you will have the capabilities we released as part of the May store release. And you will have to download the August and November separately. From a product perspective, when we say Vancouver release, it is what the capabilities that we have shipped in August and November. So this is what I will be focusing on today. Now, there is an advantage of being a store release. The advantage is when we do a store release, we typically make it backward compatible from an N-2 family release. That means the August and November store releases are actually supported all the way till Tokyo. So they are supported on Vancouver, Utah, and Tokyo. So let's say you are skipping a family release, you're not doing Vancouver, you are choosing to stick with Utah right now, and you will do Washington next year. You can still get all the updates that I'm talking about today because you can simply update the Employee Center or Employee Center Pro application and get its new capabilities. So everything today that we will talk about is August or November. You would see a call out on the slides that would say which store release this is from if you're interested. But they're all store releases. So you do have to download these on top of your Vancouver update. So let's dive into our first theme. Our first theme was omni-channel experiences. And the first thing that we will talk about today is that we have given Employee Center a complete new look and feel. This includes a lot more configuration options for the homepage. There are new widgets. There is a new layout for that entire homepage that we have designed. If as an example, out of box layout or experience. This is basically because it's been almost 2 years that Employee Center has launched. We have a lot of customers on this. We've been having conversations with them, learning about their experiences and the changes they desire in their own experience. And we've been taking all those learnings and all those ask or requests that we've been getting, and we created this experience based on that. So this is a really good refresh that we have done with Employee Center. Then, as you're familiar, we have integrations with Microsoft Teams. We have been extending that integrations, and we have gone beyond just Teams to include Outlook and the entire Microsoft 365 suite. I will be talking about that very briefly as well. Lastly, we have done a ton of enhancements and configuration options that are available, both from an end user personalization perspective, but also like for the agent perspective to make the data that is on profile page a little bit more organizable and structured on the page. So we will, there's a lot of enhancements that has gone into that space. So I'll walk you through the employee profile updates when we do the demo, but from a slides perspective, we will be focusing on the 1 and 2 currently. Okay, so here's the new homepage template for Employee Center. Um, Employee Center, there are minor tweaks that we have done with just the Employee Center standard. First is we've reorganized the widgets and made the quick links front and center. So right now you see the screen as a whole screenshot, but if you are opening Employee Center on a browser, you would basically see the quick links without any scroll. So this is one of the feedbacks that we heard from organizations, that quick links is essentially the place that is driving more engagement. They are putting the right thing that they want the employees to go visit on the quick links. So they wanted it to be more front and central. So we've kind of done that. The second thing we have done is that entire right rail that we have, where we have the My Active items, we have dedicated that rail to be the place for personalized content, and we've built some additional widgets over there to help you do that. The first is we have updated the My Active items. Now you can actually do the approvals directly from My Active items, and like finish your task directly from the homepage. And we have done a layout and configuration updates to it. But we have also shipped a new widget for My Favorites. Now, ever since we launched Favorites, it was like, everybody wanted it, but that heart icon up on top was not always very visible. So now with this new widget, um, employees can see their recently visited favorite items right from on the homepage and can view more and see, what additional favorites they have. And then we've done a ton of enhancements to the mega menu, and I'll walk you through that in just a minute. But from just a taxonomy perspective, we have updated the taxonomy to use terms that are more employee centric and less departmental focus. So you will see updates like, instead of IT, we say technology services. Minor tweaks, but it makes a difference in terms of the perception the terminology is creating for an end user. Let's talk about Employee Center Pro. Now, this is where you will see a little bit more enhanced view. So we have done the reordering of widgets here as well. A couple of things that we have also done in addition to what we did with Employee Center is that we have brought in more content experiences widgets, like, communications widget into the experience. So you would see there is a news widget, which is a new capability that came out in Vancouver, is now placed on the homepage. We have an additional banner widget that is placed in the center. And then in the right side rail, we've created space for more personalized communications. For example, there's a anniversary, or there is a birthday that you would want to do, or any particular like just one person communication, or like something that is for me communication that you would want to do, you would place it on the right side rail. So very purposeful design that we are kind of building in our out of box homepage template. The other updates that you will see, especially when we get to the demo, is that we have a new look and feel for the content experiences widget. So if you squish and look at the screenshot on the left side, and top of that, you will see that our content experiences widget looks different. There's like the tab layout is not there. You can still go back to the tab layout if you like it, but what we call this is the tile layout. So you see your communications in tiles, and you can choose how many tiles you want it to be visible. And these are all very responsive. Like if you hover over it with your mouse, you see which communication is selected, and you can like do some actions directly from there. So it's very responsive. And then a bulk of change that we have done is on the taxonomy for this. So in terms of the topics, it's all the same, but the way we have organized the the content on Mega Menu is different for Employee Center Pro. And that is because if you would see Pro, there's a ton of additional capabilities that come with it, like Manager Hub, org chart, and employee forums. So we've created a new information architecture that would be more suited for an employee destination site with all these rich experiences created beyond just a service delivery or a help center experience. When we get to the demo, you will again see a flavor of these capabilities. Let me talk about a couple more things. So I've been talking about mega menu enhancements. Uh, this over here kind of explains all the enhancements that we have made with mega menu. So as you can see on the top one, this is the Employee Center Pro visual of the out-of-box shipped information architecture on mega menu. We have now created an optional tab layout that makes it possible to showcase 4 levels of your taxonomy. And it also declutters your mega menu because you're not showing the entire set of your the entire set of subtopics at the same time. So like you can, even though you are employee center, you can use this layout to showcase a different view of your mega menu depending on how your structure is. The other thing that we have done, which is not very visible in this screenshot, is that we have made it possible to create a mixed hierarchy of taxonomy topics and service portal pages. So essentially, let's say you are on Help Center over here, you could have a service portal page tagged, which could be just a single, let's say a microsite page or like just any other page that you have created under Help Center, under risk and compliance in this screenshot. So you can create not just the top level to be a combination of taxonomy and service portal pages, but also the drop downs to be a combination of taxonomy and service portal pages. Then the other thing we have allowed is to be able to left align or right align topics. So, or like, the menu items. So you can say from an Employee Center Pro perspective that I want New Center to be right aligned. Or I want, something else to be left aligned and, sorry. So you can choose which of these things are left or right aligned. And we have also added a new capability called Get Support, which is available to both Employee Center and Employee Center Pro. And it's essentially a menu item on the mega menu on the right-hand side. But when you click on it, it opens a mural window. And it can be populated with any quick link or static text that you want. We plan to further enhance it in future, but currently it is that you can have quick links or static tags, and this is out of box what we have configured. So we have things like request password reset, which is a very frequently asked which frequently asked use case on a portal. You can put things like call number for someone to contact you along with details on when that is available. So this is a really great way for you to just make the things that employees are commonly looking for easily available. And the coolest part of having Get Support in the mega menu is that no matter where the user is, they're on a topic page or a form or anywhere else, reading an article, the Get Support will always be there. And since it opens as a mural window, it does not break the flow of what that user is currently doing on the portal. So an extremely useful widget that we have made available as part of our November release. And this is right aligned. So now this is an example of, things that you may want to right align and call out separately from those that are left aligned. So there's a lot more that we have updated. We will share a community article that kind of goes further in depth of the enhancements that we have made on the chat right now. So I would encourage you to go through that to learn more about what additional widgets that we have updated. as well as what additional configuration options you now have as part of the new homepage update that we have done. Moving on to the extended integrations with Microsoft 365. So I think most of you are familiar. We had the capability to embed Employee Center in Teams. So as a user who is almost spending most of their time on Teams, you can open up Employee Center directly from Teams, take all the actions that you want to take directly from Teams without ever having to leave that experience, because the whole portal opens inside the Teams app. We've now extended that to embed Employee Center in Outlook. So if you are spending, if you're an organization where you are looking to have easy access to Employee Center directly from Outlook, that is now possible. And then it is also available as part of Viva Connections. So yeah, like if you're investing in Viva as your front end, you can still make Employee Center and make it easy for employees to navigate to Employee Center using our like Employee Center card on Viva. So just wanted to bring these up. If you have any questions around it, I think Smriti just sent out the email address that you could reach out to us on. It's uexproductevents@servicenow.com, and we'll be very happy to take additional questions on this. With that, let's walk into our second theme, which is omnichannel. Okay. Okay, so there's an error here. So this was supposed to be employee communications. So our second theme is employee communications. And the three capabilities that we will talk about is omni-channel employee news. So we have a very, very big, like a good capability, employee news, which was being asked by everyone. And we're super excited to announce um, um, a very end-to-end solution for it. And then we've been investing in making AI search available for our communications content, so especially news and microsites. And lastly, we have a ton of enhancements that have gone into a rich content editor, which is something that we had made available as part of our Utah release. And the rich content editor is used for authoring both the topic microsites as well as news. So a ton of enhancements that have gone into that. So again, I will touch upon the 1 and 2, but for number 3, please look at the article that Smriti has posted on chat. So news, very, very excited to talk about a complete end-to-end experience for employee news. This comes with a dedicated page called News Center, where with a bunch of widgets focused on creating a very engaging experience with news. So there's a featured widget which has that nice tile layout that I was just talking about for content experiences widget. It also has capabilities to categorize news into different categories and then filter down to that category that you would want to see what news is available on it. So you could think of things like geo-specific news or department-specific news, and you can kind of create categories for it and make news more relevant for the employee. The other cool thing about news is that we have created widgets that make it possible to place relevant news or related news on certain pages, and out of box we have placed it on topic pages, so you can actually target these news articles to be made available for a given topic page. So you can actually say, this news is related to benefits, so I want this news to be featured on the benefits page. So you can the benefits topic page, so you can do that. And one of the best part about this whole thing, this is not an experience based on knowledge articles. And knowledge articles are still for your support use cases. News is a whole different authoring experience with a drag and drop layout based on the rich content editor, and it allows you to have like videos, images, different layouts, all of that to be part of your authoring experience. And since it is very nicely tied with content library, which is our authoring, again, authoring chip space for all communications, you have the ability to tie it with localization framework and do translations on it, be able to govern and like assign ownership of who can create news for what content. And we've also invested in capabilities like um, a publishing content template that essentially says if you pick a template, you can pre-build the publishing plan with, defined places or widgets where you want that news article to be published on the portal. So you don't have to publish it multiple times for every place you want that news article to be published. So the not only the front end is great, but the whole authoring and publishing experience is also pretty neat in this. Now, this is a topic we will be going deeper in as part of our Academy series. So next week, next Wednesday, we have our November Academy session, and we will be deep diving into employee news capability. So you will see a link for the Academy sessions coming on the chat shortly. So I would highly encourage you to register for that and attend it. Especially if you're looking for news. Now, I said that news is omni-channel. So news is also available on our mobile view. So if you uptake the November release for the Now mobile applications, you will see certain changes done in the out-of-box experience on it. First is we have a new center on the homepage, and that links directly to a new page, which opens as a mobile embedded service portal page, the MESP screen, and it replicates the look and feel that you have for the portal view, and it provides the same experience with featured news and all news that you can see directly on mobile. Now, I didn't touch upon the AI search, which I will shortly. Mobile also provides the ability to search for news and microsites. So a lot of people were asking, like, how can we make our microsites that we are creating and topic pages that we are creating searchable? Sorry, we now have that ability to make that searchable via the rich content. So if you have rich content added on a topic page, which makes that topic page a microsite, um, you can make the content within that rich content block searchable via AI search. So when you search for it and you click on it, the entire topic page is open along with that rich content placed on it. So it's a nice way to make your microsites or topic microsites searchable via AI search. The other thing that is searchable is news. So although news is positioned very nicely in a very systematic manner across the portal, there is still that, if you're searching for something, you like, especially the searchers in your organization would want to see news also available as part of the search experience. We now have that. All right. Let's get into our third theme, and then we will dive deep into a quick demo. So I mentioned that the third theme is about taking what we have built in terms of a great looking portal to be more than just a ServiceNow oriented. So it's like around consolidating portals and focusing on improving employee productivity and doing approvals. If you would connect with managers, most of them would say, like, getting hold of all their tasks in time and doing approvals in time is one of a big pain point. And it is often because they are all spread out across different applications. You know, um, like every organization has many systems that they are using. common ones that we've built integrations with, and I will talk about, are things like Concur. So you may be using Concur for like all your travel work. You may be using Workday for all like PTOs and other things that are going on. And as a manager, you kind of have to go into all these different systems, and all of them offer a different experience, and for like what the tasking is, and then figure it out and resolve. Um, so what we are trying to do with Approval Hub is how we can create a unified inbox for all the approvals that a manager may have to go through. So this is a very integration heavy experience. In Utah, we had built the integration with Concur and had delivered the framework that would be required for you or your partners or ServiceNow partners to build additional integrations for you to create that unified approval inbox. So we built the Conquer one in Utah, and in Vancouver we are bringing the pre-built integration with Workday. So this is what it looks like. If you will see the screenshot, you may recognize that this is the same page, the same tasking experience that we have on Employee Center and Employee Center Pro. So this is where all your ServiceNow tasks are coming. And when you do the integrations, this is also where your external task will come. And the good thing about it is that because it's using the same framework, sorry, it has all the configuration capabilities that are made available to like surfacing the information in a nice structured manner for the approver to take action. And with the integration, we are bringing in enough information into the system that the manager can see. For example, in this screenshot, it is the time request. They can actually see what dates, what times they have seen. If there are any comments, they can see comments. They can approve directly from here without ever having to get into Workday to make that approval. And they are in sync, so once you approve it here, it is approved in Workday automatically. They can even reject it with some ability to add comments. So from a Workday integration perspectives, on the right-hand side in the bullets, you can see the task or approvals that we have brought in as part of the integration. So these includes things like time off request, as you see on the screenshot, leave of absence, the compensation change. All of these are available. And this came out actually in our August release, and in our November release, we extended it to mobile as well. So our mobile screens for this look like this. So again, you have that complete experience on mobile. So you see what dates, like what details around what that request is for. You can make the complete approval directly from the mobile device. Or if you want to add additional comments or do that back and forth, you can do that directly from the mobile device. So again, this is really helpful to create that single experience for getting things done in your organization. So we are very proud of this capability that we have launched in Utah and extended in Vancouver. Now, one thing more I want to talk about Workday before we get into the demo is that you would notice on that green, on top of that green text on the right, we have the HRSD Professional and Enterprise mark here. So with our Workday integration, you do require to have HRSD Pro or Enterprise license to be able to use this, because that's what the Workday Spoke is licensed with. With that, let's get into a quick demo. And I see a lot of questions. We will take those. But let me just spend just a few minutes on the demo, and then we can get into it. So hopefully you all can see my screen. This is an Employee Center Pro instance, fairly completely out of box, and is on the November store release. So everything that you see over here is what we released just a couple of couple of days back as part of our November release. So first thing, if you would see on the top, the mega menu, you see there are some menu items on the left-hand side, some menu items on the right-hand side. So this is completely configurable. You can choose to have additional items on the right-hand side or create your own and then, decide where they want to be. And then I want to show you the four layout, the four tabs layout. So you will see the help center. For Employee Center Pro, we have created this help center where all the taxonomy topics are put. So this is what a four-tier tabbed layout for Mega Menu looks like. And this is what we ship out of box with Employee Center Pro now. And I mentioned that you can have a mixed hierarchy. So if you would see your teams, these are actually just service portal pages that are as part of the Manager Hub experience. So earlier you would have seen it was just Manager Hub linked on top and it was all within it. Now you can have like pages underneath that under the drop down that are not taxonomy pages. They are essentially service portal pages. So you can kind of mix and match these to create an experience of choice. Next thing I'll point out is if you would see the update to the content experiences widget. So earlier we would have tabs and now you can see it is essentially like a tile layout and you can even act on the actionable pieces of the other communications that we have on the right hand side. So it kind of makes that the whole space that is being used by content experiences a lot more actionable for the end user. It's not just one communication that you can act on. You can actually act on three at the same time. Plus, the other thing that we have done is that we have made it possible for you to configure what is the height that you want for this and additional configurations that are available that would make the look and feel for this to be exactly what you want it to be. So a lot of updates that we have done on that. As I scroll down, you can see that we have made the quick links widget front and central. And then you would see like this is a configuration option that is available with my active items. You can also, go on instance options, say I'm in the wrong, you can go in the instance option and change the way you want it to be. I've kind of put it as this scrolling layout where I can just review it. You can even have them as like, one under the other as a list layout. So that's also possible. As I scroll down, you see this latest news over here. So again, that's a very quick way to see the featured news, and then you can go to News Center directly from here, or you can go it from your mega menu on top. And then here's the nice My Favorites widget, which we have again put on the right-hand side to make it very easy for people to get to their favorites quickly. Now, this is where we have placed it out of box. You can, of course, move it, and if you want it to be further up, you can kind of choose to do that. And as you can see, we've kind of made it more visual with like more additional communications that are being posted on the homepage directly. So these are all the widgets that we have pre-placed on the homepage. If you do pick up the new new homepages that we have shipped. Let's get into the News Center. So this is what the news experience looks like. So if you saw on the homepage, there was featured news, and now if you get inside the news center, you can see again, like you can make this a 5-tile layout, a 3-tile layout. You kind of have that option to configure the way you want it to be. Going further down, as a user, I can even see all the news articles to be in a different layout. So there is a little bit of more preferences and personalization that we are allowing from an end user perspective. And then the other thing that I like to call out is like that cool pagination that we have on the news center. So as you start using news more, you will see that, news starts to accumulate, and you would see it's not meant to be something that would stay forever. It's news, so it has to be current. Um, so it's not that we expect it to have the same life cycle as a knowledge article. So it wouldn't be there for months and months, but it would still be enough that you would like pagination option like this would make it really sorry, helpful to explore and see the news easily. And then as you can see, we have categories here. As an end user, I can click on the category and see what news is available within that category. And you can see all the other categories directly from here as well, which is quite helpful. Now let's take a look at the news article. So let's take this one as an example. You can see this is again a very rich experience. You can have tabs, you can have videos, additional images, and so on. And all of this is created just with a drag and drop layout using the rich content editor. So if you're interested more to learn about this, definitely come and check out the Academy session we have next week. Now I want to showcase that this is just the news center view. This is like the space where you would go to get news. But let's say you are on a topic page, and let's say, oh, by the way, the other addition we have done, we have made it configurable. Like if you want to say browse all versus browse technology services or browse IT, you can define what that language is that you want to use. See, so on this topic page on technology services, you can see that we have related news identified. You can also make this a little bit more visual, and you can have, just using instance options, you can say that I want the image icon to be visible, what all different things you want to be visible. You can kind of have all of those options over here, which is quite helpful. Lastly, before we jump into questions, I want to showcase you the employee profile enhancements. So if you would see over here, we now have tab layouts. I like in this way, I'll probably pick up another, I'll impersonate as another person. Let's pick Maria Davis. And you can see, like, there's a lot more options that you have that you can use to configure. There are tabs. In our latest November release, we even have a widget on the left-hand side, which will allow you to uh, further narrow down and create a differentiated experience. So this is a very high-level view of what is new in Vancouver. A couple of quick resources that I want to make sure that you are on top of mind for you before you leave this call. So one is community. We spoke about live on ServiceNow events. You can access all of those events via the community. You will see the link coming for this on chat. And at the same time, this is the place where we have a ton of material, including demos, like quick demos for features, FAQs. So we are doing a lot of these sessions with you across our office hours and everything. We're soliciting questions from there that you are asking frequently and putting those answers on community. So you would like, this is a great resource to like have on top of your fingerprints to just get answers to questions that may have come up from other customers. So I highly encourage you to be super active on the community. Lastly, we have now started giving a preview of our roadmap way in advance from when it is actually launched. These are done via our confidential roadmap webinars. These are separate from the live on ServiceNow event series currently. So you can see, there you can see the links coming for this on chat, or you can use the QR code. It's still on community. You can get this on community, but these are separate from live on ServiceNow. So just want to call that out. And this is where we talk about what is coming in our next release, and we sometimes also give an idea of what is coming in our like future releases, just for you to like better plan, because we know every all of us want to be out of box as much as possible, and even we want to help you do that. So and an important way to be able to be out of box is by knowing what is coming in the roadmap. So our next roadmap webinar is on November 29th, and it will cover our February release. With that, thank you so much for your time. I hope this was insightful, and I hope you're all equally excited about the Vancouver release as we are. And thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day.